Hello, good day from wherever you are watching me. My name is Choma Odikolo. You're all welcome to our class and our conversation of today. So today we're going to be discussing about something very interesting, something I believe we're all going to learn from. So what are we going to be talking about today? So today we're going to be talking about the skills we can teach our children as parents that the screen cannot teach our children. So what are those skills that the screen that we cannot get from the screen? What are those skills that as a parent you cannot get from the screen? What are those skills we need to teach our children that the screen cannot teach our children? Now, it is very important for us as parents to understand that the skills our children need to survive is not on the screen. The skills your child need to thrive in life is not on the screen. The skills our children need to make meaningful impact in their life is not on the screen. What are these skills we need to teach our children? What are these things our children need to know that they cannot learn from the screen? Number one is emotional intelligence. The ability for us as parents to teach our children to manage their emotions, the ability for our children to manage their emotions is not on the screen. No screen teaches any child emotional intelligence. Yes, you might say there are some videos on screen that will teach the child how to manage their emotion, but the child learns to manage their emotions when they interact with people around them, when they see the way their caregivers interact, when they see the way their parents interact, when they see the way their sisters and their brothers interact. The child learns to manage his or her emotions when he sees what is obtainable, what happens in his or her environment. So no screen will teach a child how to manage their emotions. A child gets to learn how to manage their emotions from the interaction in the environment. When the child observes what is happening in the environment. So in your home, in your space, how do you manage your emotions? If you're able to regulate your emotions in the right way, it will be very easy for your child or for our children to do the same. So our children learn emotional regulation, emotional management from interaction with their environment, from the home, from their caregivers, and not on the screen. The other skill our children get to learn, impulse control, which is related to emotional intelligence, ability to manage their emotions. So your child does not learn impulse control on the screen. Your child learns impulse control from the environment, from interacting. Your child learns how to cope with his or her emotions when you teach this child, when you model it to this child, when you model activities this child can do when this child is having maybe a tantrum. For example, you model breathing, you model counting 1 to 10, you model craft, doing exercise, doing another activity. The child does not learn this on the screen. The child learns this by observing you, the parent, observing their caregivers, observing people around them, people in their space, people in their school. How do people manage their emotions? How do people interact? So this is one of the things we have to teach our children that our children cannot learn on the screen. Now, trust. It is said that trust is built between 0 to 3 or 0 to 2. I'm not very sure about the time, but trust is built within the early ages of life. Now, that is when our children build trust. So what do we do, most of us as parents? That period when your child is still very young and tender, maybe between 0 to 2 or 0 to 3, what we do as parents most of the times, we expose our children to the screen. So do you know what you do when you do that? You make your child exposed to this screen, thereby not connecting with this child. This child is not building trust with you as a parent. Probably you're not present as a parent. Maybe you're not you need to go to work, you need to do other things. You're not physically there as a parent. No screen will teach a child how to build trust. A child learns trust as a result of his interaction or her interaction in the environment. A child learns trust when when this child can see that, oh, my parents are lovely, my parents cuddle me, they attend to my needs, they are always here, I can cry, I can cry, and my parents are here to show me love. My parents, a child learns trust within this early age when they can see how they are being treated. How are they treated? How is their diaper changed? Is their diaper changed often? What are the things that happen to them? How do you talk to your child? How do you relate with this child? By doing all this child is learning trust. This child is building trust. But when, as a parent, at that very critical age, you're not present, or you expose your child to screen, you're not having conversation, you're not connecting with this child will not learn to build trust. That is why, check around us, most of us as adults have difficulty building trust. Most of us have difficulty even trusting people around us, because trust, there's a window of opportunity of building trust. There's a period where we can build trust with ease, and that is between 0 to 2 or 0 to 3. So as a parent, what are you doing when you expose your child to screen at this very early age, or when you're not present as a parent? Then you don't give your child this gift of building trust. The other skill our children learn that they cannot learn on the screen is social skills. No child learns any social skill on the screen. Social skill is learned by interaction in the environment. Social skill is learned by observing. A child observes his or her caregivers. Social skill is learned by the child communicating, the child seeing what is happening in his or her environment. So when you expose your child to screen, your child is not going to learn social skill on the screen. And social skill is one of the very important skill we need. Even we as adults, some of us are struggling with social skills. Some of us have not even built. Our social skill need to be built. So as a parent, if you want to be a blessing to your child, you teach your child skills that this child cannot get on the screen, and one of them is social skill. The other thing, our children learn independence. Independence is not learned on the screen. Independence is learned as a result of the child trying action, the child doing one thing, learning to do something, fail at it, do it again, fail at it, try again, and do it again. Independence is learned when the child interacts with his or environment. Independence is learned with the daily activities of this child, what this child is doing, not on the screen. So you don't learn independence on the screen, you learn independence by doing. Another skill our children learn that is not on the screen is problem solving. No one learns how to solve a problem on the screen. Our children and every one of us learn how to solve a problem by interacting in the environment, by doing what we have to do. Seeing a problem, making mistake, going to solve the problem, making mistake, learning from our mistake, trying again, thinking of how to solve this problem, observing the environment, observing what to do in the environment. So our children learn to solve problems by interacting with their environment, by interacting with people, by interacting with the environment around them, outside, going outside, observing things. Our children learn to solve problems by interaction, not on the screen. Another skill our children learn that is not on the screen is fine motor skills. Your child or your children learn fine motor skills that is not on the screen. So allow your child to build the skills. Allow your child to do things with your hands. Allow your child to jump. Allow your child to color. Allow your child to draw. Allow your child to move their hands. Allow your child to do activities that will help them to build these skills. And these skills are not built on the screen. These skills are not built when your child is looking at the screen. These skills are not built when the child is just sitting down and watching the TV or watching the tablet or watching your phone. These skills are built by this child interacting, doing things with his or her hands in the environment. When the child plays, the child tries out new things, the child does craft, does Legos, interact with the environment, play, go outside, play, mix things with your hands. So this skills is not built on the screen. Another skill that is not built on the screen is the skill of language. Our children learn language not on the screen. Our children learn language by observing the way we talk as parents. That is why sometimes when you're talking as a parent, you will see that your baby is looking at your face. Your baby is just observing, oh, how is my parent talking? Your baby is observing everything happening in your face. So our children learn language skills when they interact with us, when we communicate with them, when we have conversations conversations with our babies. So as a parent, you need to have conversation with your baby. You need to have conversation with that your child. Don't say this child is still little. No, you need to have conversation with this child to build this language skills. But what do most of us do at this point in time? You put this child in front of a screen. Your child is singing. You say this child is learning how to sing 1, 2, 3 or alphabet. But this child is not learning language. Language is learned by interaction with our environment. Language is learned by interaction with fellow human beings. This child does not learn language on the screen. A child learns language by interacting with the environment, interacting with everyone around them. A child learns language by talking, by communicating with you, with their caregivers, with their parents, with their sisters and their brothers. That is how language is learned, not on the screen. Another skill our children learn, communication, which is similar to language. Communication is not learned on the screen. Communication is learned outside the screen. So how you talk to your child, how you communicate to this child, what interaction, what conversations are you having with this child? When you start to have conversations, when you start to talk to your child, you talk to your child like you're talking to an adult. It will build the communication skills of this child. Not when this child is sat down in front of the screen. Communication skill is not learned on the screen. Communication is learned when your child interacts with you, the parent, their caregivers, when they interact with their environment, when they communicate, when they say things, when they talk. That is how to build communication skills for our children, not on the screen. Another skill that our children, especially our babies, cannot learn on the screen is empathy. Empathy is very important in our society now. And I think personally, empathy is actually missing. A good number of us are not empathetic. But the truth is that we can't learn the skill of empathy on the screen. Empathy is a life skill. Just check around you as a parent. Just check around you every day. You need some form of empathy. Empathy is so needed now. But no child learns empathy on the screen. Our children learn empathy by interacting with their environment, by playing with their sisters, their brothers, their friends. They fall, they make mistakes, they get up, they learn empathy. They learn how to apologize. They learn how to look out for their friends. They learn empathy by communicating, by interacting, by doing their normal plays here and there. They don't learn empathy by sitting down and watching the screen or the TV. So empathy, which is one of the very important skills we need in life, it is not learned on the screen. It is learned outside the screen. Another skill our children learn outside the screen, it is thinking skill. No screen teaches a child to think. A child learns to think by just interacting with their environment, being curious, observing, asking questions, interacting with their environment, doing what they need to do, just being curious, asking questions, communicating with their caregivers, with their parents, with everyone around them. No screen teaches a child how to think. A child learns to think outside the screen. The other skill our children learn outside the screen is problem-solving skill. No one learns to solve a problem by sitting down and watching the screen. No one learns to solve a problem on the screen. Problems are learned. We learn problem solving by interacting with the environment, playing with the environment, observing what is happening around us, learning, making mistakes, picking up ourselves. So that is how our toddlers or our babies learn how to problem solve. They try something today, maybe they try to wear their socks today, they make mistake, they come back again, try again. They learn by interacting, by doing their normal daily activities. Another screen our children cannot learn on the screen is cooperation, how to cooperate, how to be a good teammate, how to be a good team member. You cannot learn how to be a good teammate by just sitting down and watching the screen. Yes, some parents might say, okay, yes, there are some videos that will show how to be a good teammate. Yes, but the truth is that the practicality of all these things is learned outside the screen. The practicality is learned when your child interacts with their environment, when they interact with people around them. When they play, they fall down, they make mistakes, they interact. When they are on the playground, they learn these skills. When they're on the playground, they learn so many of these skills. And no child learns this thing by just sitting down and watching the screen. And our children learn attachment. Our children get to be attached with us as parents when they spend time with us, when they interact with us, when we respond to their needs, when we are there to support them, when we are there to cuddle them, when we are there to hug them, when we are there to help them manage their emotions, not when the child is on the screen. So as a parent, we do a big disservice to our children, our babies, our toddlers, especially when they are less than 2 years old, when we put them in front of the screen, because the skills they need to survive in life, the skills they need to thrive in this life is not on the screen. Just check around you as a parent, as an adult. What are the skills you are using in your place of work? Communication skill, empathy, negotiation, thinking. Those skills are timeless. Those skills are skills that will last for years and years to come. Those are the skills we need to focus on building in our children. Emotional regulation. Most of us adults cannot manage our emotions. And what are we doing? Instead of teaching now from the early age, what do we do as parents? We put our children in front of a screen where they cannot even learn all the skills from. Now we must remember the kind of children. Our children, most children now are digital natives. They even understand the screen more than even we. That is why when you give a baby a phone, before you know, just few minutes, the baby can navigate their way. Or when you give a child or a preschooler or a teenager a phone, they can navigate their way even more than some of us, because they are born into technology. So why are you exposing this child to screen when this child is already born into technology? Why not focus on timeless skills that will help this child to be a better individual? Why not focus on timeless skills that will help this child for life? So as parents, it is a call to duty. It's a call for us to step up in our responsibility and begin to build these timeless skills in our children. And these skills cannot be built on the screen. These skills cannot be built by your child just holding a tablet or a phone and watching it on the screen. These skills are built outside the screen. So let us focus on building these timeless skills in our children, and we need to put in the work. We need to put in the work. It is better we put in the work now and we gain the benefits later than not to put in the work now and suffer the negative consequences later. So it's our duty to step up to our responsibility as parents, to support our children, to guide them to be the better versions of themselves, to guide them to grow with these timeless skills that they will need, these skills that are ageless, these skills that they will need all through their life. So thank you very much for listening to me. I believe we've got value. Please drop your questions. If you've got questions, please like this video, share, and please subscribe. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure speaking with us today. I really do appreciate your time, and I do not take your time for granted. So till I come your way next time, see you and do have a great day. Bye.